will go to Representative Gwen Moore from Wisconsin.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Chair Jayapal. You know, we're here on MLK Jr. weekend. So appropriately, people say, Gwen, you know, my family, I had plans with them today, and they said, why are you in Minnesota? And that's, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And so that's why I'm here. Mr. Mayo, I listened carefully to everything you said, and it was like a fingernail, you know, scratching on a blackboard to continue to hear you talk about what was unconstitutional, what was illegal, blah, blah, blah. And I was so happy that my colleague from the Judiciary Committee asked you about the shadow docket, the Kavanaugh doctrine of reasonable suspicion. And so I am wondering, can you tell us what is the threat of this probable cause being subsumed by a reasonable suspicion, and that becoming the new standard of care?
Well, thank you for your question. I should say, you know, these issues are being litigated currently, but I would say probable cause is a standard. You know, reasonable suspicion is not the standard.
I mean, but what was his raison d'etre? I didn't read it. I'm not a lawyer. I mean, I feel nervous that the Supreme Court justice even came up with this, and I'm fearful.
And so I understand. I don't want to minimize at all how powerful rhetoric is from federal officials, from the top of the administration, to incite and to demonize and to create an environment of hostility. But I also do not want to give a single justice's concurrence opinion in which no other justice joined in a case that is very early in litigation too much weight. Because racial profiling is not allowed. Race alone cannot justify or stop, and we will continue to litigate that, and we are confident that we will be successful.
I was sitting next to Representative Jayapal before she left, and she shared with me an article that she put on display here. And I know one of them had said, you know, one of us, all of you. And I noted that the criminal activity that's been unearthed here in Minnesota among Somali people is like 0.1% of the Somali community. And I'm wondering if that is is that a legal standard that we can expect to be adopted in other places, and also by law enforcement in places that are not in Minnesota.
Which legal standard did you ask?
Well, it's one of us. What does that remind you of? One of us, all of you.
Oh, I think I understand your question. I mean, some of the language and the kind of the message that we're hearing, there is explicit. There's even more explicit racial animus coming. We don't, that we have heard coming directly from the president's mouth.
Right.
Let
me ask Chief. Let me ask Ms. Gonzalez, the 26,000 trained observers. I just need to give you my cell phone number. I'll do that. Chief McCarthy, you just said a moment ago that are you able to protect citizens from ICE? Or do you have to stand down when they're making their arrests?
Thank you for that question, ma'am. We cannot interfere in a lawful arrest, and we have no authority or ability to force them to answer our questions. We are in a position in the Twin Cities, and I know it might be different outstate, where we're not even being informed of these activities. So we find out about them after the fact. But we have to treat any law enforcement agency as if it's acting lawfully and ethically. And that is the pinch that we are in right now.
Thank you. My time has expired. Thank you. I yield back.
Thank you, Representative Moore.